6 over 80. If we order fractions now, so we've done equivalent fractions, we've looked at half and how it's equal to the various other fractions like 5 over 10 and 4 over 8. Now we're ordering fractions. If we've got 1/5 and 3/10, we bring our equivalent fractions knowledge. And what is that knowledge? Well, firstly, what we do is we think of 1/5 and we think of what we need to make the denominators the same. So we need to make the denominators in 1/5 the same as 3/10. So we need to have a common denominator. So in ordering fractions, in order for us to compare fractions, we need to be able to make the denominators the same. So we go over 5, 10 and 15, so we know that 10 is the common multiple of a common multiple. It has the same multiple as 3/10. So what sum do we need to do to give us 10? So 5 times something gives us 10. So 5 times 2 equals 10. So 1 times 2 equals 2. So 2/10. So 1 times 2 is 10 and 1 times 2 is 2 and 5 times 2 is 10. So it's 2/10. So 1/5 equals 2/10. So 1/5 equals 2/10. Now we're in a position to compare 2/10, which equals to 1/5. Remember, 1/5 equals to 2/10 to 3/10. 3/10 is the second fraction. So we need to then write it in the original form. So we can now compare. And we know that 2/10 is smaller and 3/10 is bigger. So we just write it in the original form, which is 1/5 and 3/10. The original form is the way it was written in the question. So the way it was written in the question. Right, so step 1 was to write the question down. Question 2 is to make the denominator. Question 3 is to write the multiples. Question 4 is to work out how we get to 10. And question 5 is to whatever we do at the bottom, we do at the top. And point 5 is, and we go on. So basically what we do is we're just doing it in a logical way. The numbers were there to help you work it out in a logical way, for you to remember the steps and to know what the steps are. So if we've got 1/3, 5 12 and 4 6, what we need to do is we need to order them from the smallest to the largest, or from the smallest to the biggest. So we've got 1/3, we've got 5 12 and we've got 4 6. These are the 3 fractions we have, and what we're asked to do is we need to order them from the smallest to the biggest. So we need to list all the fractions. So we need to list all the fractions, and I like to put them in a vertical way, and you'll see why in a moment. So I think that 4 6 is a bit close. 4 6 is a bit close to the 5 12. So when I do my arrows, it's going to come into the way. So I'm just going to rub that out. And okay, so it should be 4 6, not 5 6. I'm just going to fix that in a moment. So 3, 6, 9 and 12 and 15, we're trying to make the denominators the same. So for the 1/3, the blue fraction, the 1/3, what I'm doing is I'm going up in the 3 times table. So I'm going up in the 3 times table. So I'm saying 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. And for the 12 times table, well, 12, 24, 36. So 12, 24, 36, and so on and so on. And for the 4 6, I'm just going to correct that in a moment. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30. In the question is 4 6, not 5 6. So I'm going to come back to it. So 6, 12, 18, 24, and 30. I've written all the multiples, and the common multiple, or highest multiple, is 12. So I know that I need to make the denominator 12 for 1/3 and 4 6. So I can work the fractions out thereafter, and you can see that I can now compare them. So I multiply the fractions out, and I get 4 12s, 5 12s, and 8 12s. We can compare. Why? Because the denominators are the same. So because the denominators are the same, we can compare. So now we can see that 4 12s is the smallest, 5 12s is next, and the 8 12s comes afterwards. So what we know is we're comparing the numerators because the denominators are common. So we've got, if you look at the bottom, it's 4 12s, 5 12s, and 8 12s at the bottom right hand corner. I'm writing it down. So we need to basically write them in the original form. So we need to write them in the original form, just create a bit of space. To write them in the original form, that's how it's presented to us in the question. So 1/3 comes first, 5/12 comes next, and 4/6 comes thereafter. So that's the answer. So we've written it in the original form as it was written in the question. So as it was written in the question. If you're finding this difficult, what you need to do is rewind back and work it out. So what I did was I wrote the numbers in the question. 1, 2, I listed them vertically. 3, I went through the multiples, like 3, 6, 9, 12, 12, 24, 36, and so on. Question 4, I multiplied each fraction 1/3 and 4/6 out.